Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about the Analects of Confucius 6.8, where Confucius recommends three of his arguably best disciples, or at least they're the ones most talked about in the Analects, and to this most powerful person, essentially, in the state of Lu. And without further ado, let's get started. 6.8. Ji Kangzi asked, is Zhongyou or Zilu qualified to hold government office? The master said, Zhongyou is decisive. What difficulty would he have in handling government affairs? What about Si or Zigong? Will he do? Si is perceptive. He has a piercing mind. What difficulty would he have in handling government affairs? What about Qiu or Ran Qiu? Is he qualified to hold office? Qiu has many skills. What difficulty would he have in handling government affairs? Alright, so Ji Kangzi was the head of the Ji family, or some people call it the Ji clan. And they're this powerful aristocratic family that is governing the state of Lu. And since he's the head, he's basically the most powerful person, the most powerful government official in the state. And he's asking Confucius, who out of your disciples are good enough to be a part of the government? And he asks about three people. And number one is Zhongyou or Zilu. So we've talked about Zilu, and he's this very action-oriented, ambitious, really courageous person, and that's how his personality is. And Ji Kangzi asks Confucius, is he qualified to hold government office? And he says that Zhongyou is decisive. So decisive as in he would make firm and timely choices, and he's, again, very courageous enough to stand his ground no matter what, and also whatever you tell him, he will put it into action immediately without hesitation because of his action-oriented nature. So that's how his personality is, and so Confucius says, yeah, he'll be okay. And then we have Si or Zigong. What will he do? So Confucius says that Zigong is perceptive, he has a piercing mind. So we've also talked about Zigong before, and Confucius here describes him as kind of like a diplomat. He speaks very well. He has good foresight and intellect, as in when he's conversing with people or just whenever, he can really see how things might play out, anticipate any consequences, etc. And also he really has a good understanding of people and the context and the situation of wherever he is. So with such a good understanding of the system, he'll be very useful as a diplomat. And next or last is Ran Qiu. And Confucius says that Ran Qiu has many skills. This means that he is really good at handling day-to-day work, as in managing the household, tax collection, and finance, which is also why he was hired into the Ji family as to work in the government, because he can make anything really, really good, especially these tiny day-to-day, basically mundane kind of things. And by saying this, yes, Confucius is recommending his disciples to Ji Kangzi, but actually he's also saying that everyone has their own skill. they have their own special thing that they're good at. And so it's kind of hard for someone to say, oh, why aren't you as good at these day-to-day tasks as Ran Qiu? Well, you can't really say that because everyone has their specialties, and of course they also have the things that they're not very good at. And so to be a government official, or to be anything really, you don't need to be a jack of all trades. You don't need to be good at absolutely everything. Just one special thing that you're good at will be enough to secure you a government position. And yeah, that'll be all today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!